In this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you how to configure group types in BuddyBoss Platform. So to get here, you're going to go to BuddyBoss Settings Groups. And the purpose of group types is to segregate your groups into different types. So for example, if you're connecting courses with groups, you might have a course group type. Or maybe some groups represent schools, you might have a school group type. Or maybe some groups represent clubs, you might have a club group type. The options are pretty limitless. It really just depends on the structure of your website. So the first thing we're going to do is check this box to enable group types. And now when we go into our groups menu, you can see we have a new group types tab. So let's go ahead and create our first group type, and I'll call this school. So I'll have a plural label and a singular label. And let's publish that. And then I'm going to go into our groups list. Let's make graphic design a school. So from here I can select it as a school group type. And then now on the groups directory, we can see graphic design is a school group. And it shows it here. And as a site admin, I can manage any group. So let me just click manage, settings. And we can see from here when managing a group and also when creating a group, we can assign it to any of our group types. Coming back here, we have the ability to override the labels on the roles within a group. So if I go to the members directory, we can see the group has an organizer and members. We can also promote any member to be a group moderator. So let me just do that now so you guys can see how that works. So I'm going to go to manage members. And I'll say, let's promote Ariana to be a moderator. And now when I go to the members directory, we have an organizer and a moderator and some members. So we could say on this particular group type, we want to relabel these roles. So let's say organizers are going to be teachers. Moderators are going to be mentors. And members will be students. Let's save that. Now when I come to the group, we have teachers, mentors, and students. But if I go to some other group that's not a school, for example, coffee addicts, it will still have the old labels. So this way you can have the labels make sense on each different group type. We have some options for permissions. So the first one here is displays group type in the types filter in groups directory. So you see there's no types filter here. I'm going to check that. And then I'll refresh this page and we get a types filter. So if I filter to schools, it'll just be our one school there. And then if I come back here, I'm going to undo that and instead hide this type from the groups directory. So now when I go back to the directory, the graphic design group is hidden. So that might be useful for some internal types of groups that you don't want everyone else to know about. We have some other options related to invites. When you're in a group and you go to send invites, you can invite other users from the network into the group. And these allow you to restrict it based on some conditions. So for example, if a user is already in a group that's a school type, then you can prevent them from inviting that user into other school types. Like for example, maybe a user is only supposed to be enrolled in one school on your site. And then we can also add some restrictions based on profile types. So just like group types, profiles also have a type. And you can create user profile types. So you could say that if a group is of a school type, then only members who are teachers are allowed to be invited into that group, for example. Profile type joining allows a user of a specific profile type to join this group type no matter what. So you might make this a private school, for example, and then maybe you want to create a profile type that's called school administrator, and you want to say that anyone who's a school administrator can at any time join any school, even if it's a private school. And then here we have our short code, so I'm going to copy that, and let me show you how that works. So I'll go to WordPress pages. I'll create a new one. I'll call this school groups. And then we're going to use the short code block from Gutenberg. Let's view the page. And here we can see a directory showing all groups that are schools, viewable in list view and grid view.